This beautiful lady is the Demon of Envy boss in Nioh 3. In this video, I will tell you how to hurt this enemy and defeat her. This is the first encounter with this boss in the middle of the game. So, if you're having trouble with the Demon of Envy, I will give you some simple tips to help you defeat the boss without any major problems. First, a quick word about clothing. I use the Head of the Eager Ninja set in this battle. It gives a very noticeable boost to ninja tools, and that's exactly what we need. You can choose any weapon. I try to choose one that gives a bonus to damage with ninja tools. In total, you need to collect 7 items from this set to activate all the bonuses. For accessories, I choose items that enhance my throwing weapons and strengthen Onmyo magic whenever possible. In this battle, that's 10% damage with shurikens and 10% damage with kunai. For ninja tools, I choose Uncanny Bubble, Shuriken, and kunai. I will explain this choice during the battle. Now let's move on to using Onmyo magic. I put Blood Edge Demon and Enenra in the Yang position. In my list, they are currently the best in terms of total damage dealt to the enemy. I put Red Kappa in the Yin position, but I rarely use him at the end of the battle. I use the 2 active skills Demon of Pride and Lesser Umibozu very actively, as they deal very good damage to the boss. I only used Jakotsu Baba once. For me, these 3 passive skills are the most important ones that have a significant impact. They are Awakening, Ninjutsu Cultivation, and Throne Blade Counter. You can choose the others according to your preference. Overall, at the time of my encounter with Demon of Envy, I am already at level 97. You can see the distribution of characteristics on the screen. A little bit of everything for activating equipment bonuses, some for magic, and most for skill. There is some variability here, but in my opinion, this is a perfectly decent distribution for this boss. Of course, you must have mastered the evade skill in the ninja skill tree. This is a default requirement, but I would like to remind you that it is crucial against any boss. We will use tactics based on perfect evasion. Right at the start of the battle, take up the furthest possible distance. In this battle, we will be throwing projectiles and using magic at the boss. One of the features of this tactic is that you need to keep moving. You will run in a circle without stopping. At a long distance, this will allow you to avoid most of the boss's attacks. While running, it is easy to throw regular shurikens and kunai. For example, the pinwheel shuriken deals a lot of damage, but to throw it correctly, you need to choose the perfect, straight trajectory. In addition, the Eager Ninja set will allow you to replenish a large number of throwing objects with one perfect dodge, and in general, using them will deal a lot of damage. Demon of Envy is a fire boss, so he is vulnerable to water magic. In this battle, I try to use Demon of Pride magic as much as possible, which creates a large number of spheres around him. When the boss hits them, he takes a lot of damage. Also, from time to time, when I run out of throwable items, I use Lesser Umibozu magic, throwing a water ball at the boss, which also deals a lot of damage. It's a pity that they don't replenish during pain, but using these items will significantly reduce the time of the fight and make it easier for you to battle the boss. Your task is to keep moving and throw everything you have at the boss. There is no need to save your throwing items here. Get rid of them as quickly as possible. The boss attacks very often, so you will be dodging a lot. Dodge various attacks and replenish your throwing items. When the Demon of Envy shoots fire trails across the ground, know that they are moving after you. You cannot stop when you see this attack. Keep running to the side. While running, you can throw shurikens. If you don't have any, don't stop to use magic. It's better to just survive this attack. At any point during the battle, you can summon Blood Edge Demon. He will deal a decent amount of damage and then disappear. Unfortunately, you can only summon it once, but it's a good option for your attack. During the dark phase, the boss gets several additional fire attacks. You need to watch out for them. Usually, if you are far away, they will not bother you, but you need to understand which way is best to dodge so as not to take damage. Here, I really thought the fight was over. I missed the boss's attack, and he performed a powerful grab. Yes, there are mistakes in this fight. It's not perfect, but despite that, it wasn't difficult for me. It's just that sometimes I lost my vigilance and missed attacks that could have been easily avoided. Let me also remind you that in order to make it easier to perform a perfect dodge, you need to keep the weight of your equipment to no more than 30%. This will make the task much easier for you. If you are still in the green zone in terms of equipment, just give it a try. I'm sure you'll like it. Most often, the perfect dodge in this fight can be easily performed when the boss jumps high into the air and then drops down on you with a blow after a moment. Note that the Demon of Envy hovers in the air and does not immediately fall on you with a blow. You need to understand this timing, and then you will almost always make a perfect dodge. Also, when the boss releases an expanding ring of fire, you can jump over it with a perfect dodge. When the boss has less than 50% health left, he will enter an enhanced dark phase. There will be even more different fire attacks around the boss. Therefore, it is not worth staying close during this phase. Whenever the boss runs at you, try to get as far away from him as possible. Some of his snake attacks are quite subtle and hit from medium range. Therefore, always dodge when the boss is close and break the distance so that the boss cannot reach you with his attacks. At about this point, I ran out of magic from Lesser Umibozu and switched to the second tab with quick magic buttons. Here, I repeat the health replenishment in the same place. This is so that I don't have to switch back if I urgently need to replenish my health. Here, if possible, I summon Enenra twice. Then I use the boss's weakness, activate Jikotsubaba's buff on myself, and activate my ultimate ability. This is the period when you should try to attack the boss, but you need to act carefully and keep an eye on the ultimate ability gauge so that you can move away from the enemy in time. I use a jump and a heavy attack to damage the enemy. Here, it depends on how it goes, but the main advantage is the replenishment of throwable items during the ultimate ability. It is better to use your ultimate ability when the boss is in the light phase. Then he will have fewer attacks that will reduce your ultimate ability scale. It is important not to get carried away with attacking. Sometimes it is even better to retreat before the ultimate ability bar runs out, so as not to accidentally fall victim to the powerful attack of the Demon of Envy. After that, you will have almost a full supply of ninja tools again, and the boss will not have much health left. Here, repeating the actions you did before, you need to bring the battle to its final conclusion. Throw all items at the boss and wait for his attack, during which you will be able to make a perfect dodge. Please note that the talisman for reducing enemy armor also affects your ninja tools. This means that at the end of the battle, you don't have to use all your items at once. Make 2 or 3 perfect dodges without attacking the boss. And when you have collected your throwing items, apply the debuff to the boss and try to throw as many shurikens at the enemy as possible while the debuff is active. At the end of the fight, when victory is close, it is important not to lose control of your patience. If you run out of ninja tools, wait for an opportunity to replenish them. Don't try to end the battle with a light attack with your weapons. If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe to the channel. I also recommend watching all the other videos about Nioh 3, where I explain how to defeat all the bosses in this game. See you in the next video, and take care, my friend.